So, Will, we have made the decision that the thing that people want to hear about today is
not
gimmicks.
Halo.
Gimmicks in gaming, like Halo. No. Can you imagine, like, Halo's a gimmick?
It really is. Everything is a gimmick in that game.
Everything in general is a gimmick. Nothing's real anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not even you. You're not real either. What was that?
Oh, it's the echo.
What on earth? It's funny. We keep getting more subscribers and less people tuning into our live stream, so we must be doing something right.
Or wrong. I don't know. I don't know how that works. YouTube just feels bad for us. So just like, here's a couple more.
I don't know about that. I don't think YouTube ever throws anybody a bone.
That's true.
I could be wrong. Did you guys hear a alcoholic beverage cracking open?
No, that's my water bottle. I thought you were going to say you heard my dog drinking water very loudly in the background.
No, I did not hear that. I'm not going to ask that.
I'm convinced that they wait until I start streaming and they're like, oh, this is the time.
Now's the time. So, Will, before we get into this, I got to ask, have you played any Metroid Dread?
No, man. Yes,
I really want to hear. Huh?
I know. I'll do better next week. I'll play next week.
Because that's my game of the year. And I think tonight would be a good time before we get into the gaming gimmicks to go through and discuss your issues with my game awards.
Oh yeah, bring them back up. I don't remember them off the top of my head which ones you picked.
I'm gonna pull up the game awards here. We'll
all right, yeah, good.
Game awards. I think we'll have you vote live on stream.
I like it. Well, my vote will obviously be correct, while yours is wrong.
Well, I'm gonna have to. How do we get you to vote with me? Can you share a screen? Can you all pull up the? If I send you the link, will you?
Yeah, send me a link. I can probably do it. Yeah.
Vote with your Twitter account, and then we'll share.
Oh, not my Twitter account because I don't remember the password.
You suck.
Send it in the. Can you send it in the chat?
Yeah.
Or can I only do it through Twitter?
No, you can. If you use your Twitter account, it's easier.
Well, how about this? Just send it to me, and I can just do it on my phone, and you can have it on the screen, on your screen, if you want to do that way.
Oh, yeah, I can show that. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So I click go vote. I think I can look at the votes. Hold on. Give me a second. Start voting. Let's see if it lets you vote without linking. Oh, yeah. So you can go categories. Okay. So here's what we can do. I can pull it up on screen. You can tell us what you voted for.
Sounds good, man.
Game awards.
Let's do it.
Let me share the screens. Share the screens. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Stop that. Stop. This is garbage.
You are garbage.
You are garbage.
I'm glad you finally realized this. All right.
Okay. Let me fix the cropping here and make it look nice. Make it look nice for Will.
Mm-hmm. Looking good.
We're almost there. Perfect. Now we fill the screen. Okay. All right, Will. Who's your vote? You got Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village for Game of the Year.
All right, well, there's several I'm already going to take out of the running. One, Resident Evil. I realize that people really love that series. I freaking hate it. I've tried. I know that every single game is very different from the last. I can't do it. I haven't gotten into it. And then also Ratchet and Clank. I obviously don't have a PS5, so I couldn't play it even if I wanted to, but I've never liked that series on the other PlayStations.
I have respect for Ratchet and Clank, but I would not say it's my favorite.
Okay. It's gonna be between Psychonauts 2, and I realize that I haven't played Metroid Dread, so I'm gonna have to pick Psychonauts 2 because it is phenomenal.
Have you played it?
I have played it. It's on Game Pass, boy.
Okay,
boy,
all right.
Boy. Yeah, it's good.
I could care less about Psychonauts. I'm not gonna lie.
The thing is, I think most people feel that way, and then they play it, and they're like, "Oh, this is something special." So that's how I felt about the first game. I remember thinking, this is the dumbest thing ever. It's the dumbest concept. You're going into someone's mind. But it's really good. Yeah,
it's almost like Inception, except with cartoons.
Yeah, kind of, and it's goofy.
It's really goofy.
Yeah, I like it a lot, and I haven't played Deathloop, but the concept really intrigues me, and as soon as that's not an exclusive, I will definitely tune into that.
Isn't Deathloop by like Bethesda?
It is Bethesda, yeah.
But it's not actually Bethesda. It's because Arcane Studios, but it's got Bethesda the publisher, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Microsoft technically owns that game.
Too?
Oh yeah, I would go with Psychonauts 2. But like I said, it could be Metroid Dread. Can update this later this week.
The one game I don't think either of us really talked about is It Takes Two.
That's a great game. I wouldn't pick that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next category is Best game direction.
So what does that mean?
It says awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So like which game plays the best and is designed the best.
This is a tough one.
I picked Deathloop for this. Just I'm not trying to.
It is a really cool concept.
I love.
But the thing, the Ratchet and Clank, you and I just hated on in the last category. The rifts that you can like jump between the different rifts is a really cool concept too.
Is that your pick? You know what's funny is just to give you a little brief pause before you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
I constantly, for the longest time, was confusing Returnal and Deathloop just because their names in my opinion mean like similar things.
Yeah.
So like when I would hear the word Returnal and I'd hear Deathloop and I was like, isn't that the same game? Like, what are we talking about here? For the longest time, because Returnal just sounds to me like it could be like another name for Deathloop.
Yeah, I'll go with Deathloop on this one. The concept is really cool.
Okay. Let's see here. So, best narrative. Do you remember which one I picked? Because I'm not going to try and bias you. I just want to.
Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to pick that one. It's between Life is Strange and Psychonauts again. I'll go with Life is Strange on this one.
Life is Strange.
I really like that series.
So far, we're pretty close, except for the game of the year. Best art direction. Okay, I think this is where we might align.
I don't remember which one you picked on this.
I do.
I think you picked Ratchet and Clank.
I did.
I think I might actually pick Ratchet and Clank for this one too.
I think the art in Ratchet and Clank is fantastic, and scaled up to 4K for this game is awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to just keep picking Psychonauts, but I also really like the art direction in that game.
I don't like. For me, it's like, acid trip style art, and I'm not really a big fan of that.
It's super weird, but the thing is, it fits with what they're trying. It fits with the vision.
Oh no, it definitely does. Like lucid dreams and all that. Yeah, it fits. I just wouldn't pick it personally.
Yeah, fair. All right, Ratchet and Clank. It's a beautiful game.
I'm not trying to bias you here. I want you to pick.
No. I'm good. Best score in music. This is tough because I'm super biased in this, and the game that I would pick isn't here.
Well, Halo.
Halo.
But Halo didn't come out in time for the Game Awards.
I know it didn't come out in time. That's what I keep thinking about. I haven't played,
but there's a later category where really Halo should be on the list, and it isn't.
You picked not Deathloop. You picked Cyberpunk for this one.
I did, because it's the only part of the game that I can say worked on launch, and it was amazing.
I'll go with Cyberpunk.
You don't have to pick what I'm picking.
I'm only going with that. Yeah. No, I think it's the only time that we've overlapped is that one time.
No, we've overlapped on a couple, but I think this one, hands down, there is a winner. But I'll tell you after you.
I'm doing Forza Horizon 5.
You picked the same one I did.
Yeah, because that game is freaking beautiful, and it sounds so good and looks so good.
Yes,
and I hate racing games, so that's saying something.
there's very few racing games that I can honestly say took my breath away in sound and audio design. Forza Horizon 5 just sounds amazing.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's not really a racing game. It's a driving game. It's
an arcade racer.
Yeah, well, you can just drive around to different places. So
it's cool. It's a driving game. I got you. So this one I had a hard time with because I don't pay attention a lot of times.
Yeah, I know.
But I did pick one that I thought made a lot of sense based on how impactful their character was. But there was another one that I would have considered picking.
I'm going to go with Juan Carlo just because that dude is freaking awesome, and I love him being a villain in anything he does.
Yeah, he was my second choice. My top choice obviously was Maggie Robertson.
Yes.
So that was my choice, but my Giancarlo was my second one.
I'm a little bit jaded though because I really don't like Resident Evil.
I agree, but I thought the performance was stellar.
Yeah, I know. You have to separate yourself from you actually like in a game versus a really great performance, just like in a movie. But
now, games for impact. Which one are you gonna pick on this one?
Games for impact. What is the small text?
For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message.
Life is Strange. I'll go.
That's exactly what I picked. There was no contest for me.
Yeah.
Best ongoing. So I also had I had very little input on this, but there was one that stood out.
Yeah, you said Final Fantasy. That's tough. I mean, Fortnite, because it's I don't understand how the game is even still around, but they're pumping out stuff, and they actually just pulled out of China this week.
Huh? I didn't know that. Interesting. Apex Legends was my second choice.
Yeah, Apex Legends is really neat. I suck at these games.
The reason I picked Final Fantasy 14, I'll be honest, was because of the it's my most improved ongoing game because
Yeah, that's fair.
It has kind of taken over the space that WoW inhabited for so long.
Okay.
All right, best indie.
12 minutes. That was an easy one.
Okay.
I was super upset with you for not picking 12 minutes.
I'd have to have played it to pick it.
Yeah, no, the thing is, when I saw this at, Xbox's like E3 2019, 2018, I was impressed at it then. I thought it looked really cool. There's a deer game that's coming out at some point that I'm going to buy day one when it finally does.
Is it like Goat Simulator? And
No. It's not Deer Simulator. It's like your antlers glow and you like go. I have no idea what the gameplay is like, but you're playing as a deer. Your antlers glow and you're going through kind of like a dreamscape.
Huh.
It's cool. I want it so bad. Anyway, I would definitely
like almost like an Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, it's very similar. Like the tricks with the lighting is very similar.
Huh. Okay. So you picked Bat for your best indie. And just for the record, anybody who's tuning in, I'm going to clip this intro with Will picking his stuff to launch either tomorrow or sometime next week, and it'll just be like Will's response to my horrible choices.
Yeah, I mean, we both suck because we haven't played every single game on the list. So
no, but we have enough of a understanding to pick most categories, not all, but most. Best mobile games. I think you're in the same boat as me. You don't play mobile games.
I think I've heard of 2 of these.
You've heard of the Pokemon one, I'm sure.
And Genshin Impact. Those are the only ones. Oh my gosh.
I just couldn't pick Pokemon because I hate seeing Pokemon go to mobile.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that's really terrible. Am I
know.
wrong on this? I know Erica likes this game.
I don't know. I know I've heard enough about Genshin Impact to know it's actually decent.
Yeah, I'll do Genshin because we've had guests on saying that it was a lot of fun. So,
but to be fair, Will and I just don't play mobile games.
No.
Best community support. I would have picked Halo if it was on the list. Thank you very much. MCC should be here.
Yeah, let's see. Best communities. I would pick Apex Legends. I've heard really good things about their community support. I don't know enough. Like No Man's Sky, like it was like, again, continuous improvement on the game. Yes. No Man's Sky. Destiny 2, I've heard really mixed things.
This helps you right here. Recognize the game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches.
I do Apex Legends. I feel like they're very open about what they're giving. And the thing is, like Destiny, no, it's super inconsistent. Like I don't know what's going on with Bungie. Sometimes they're great, and then sometimes they suck.
No, I said 343 for the MCC personally.
I think they've been super open about what they're doing.
Yeah. All right. Innovation in accessibility.
What's the?
It says recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. There's only one game on this list that I really think fits the bill, but that's just my opinion.
Man, honestly, I don't know. I would say Forza, but that's only because I know Xbox has invested so much money into accessibility, button mapping, and also the controllers, but that's not a game.
But you could say that because Xbox has poured that much money and time into it to make games like Forza work with their controller.
Fair.
I would consider that to be the winner. But
yeah, I'll pick Forza again. Forza should win every category because it's freaking.
The reason why, and I think that's the reason why you got to pick it, is because, like, yeah, Far Cry 6 is on multiple platforms. Yeah, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is on multiple platforms. Is it on? I think it's on multiple platforms, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then Ratchet and Clank's a PS5 only, and Valve Shadow of the Crown. I don't even know where that. I don't even know what that game is. Isn't that the one that I thought? Isn't that the one that I thought was Fable when they were unveiling it in the?
Maybe it's
E3?
possible.
I think that's what it was. I'm not going to play that game. It's not my cup of tea. But Forza is the only one that I could pick, just because I know how much work Xbox has done to build games like Forza.
And honestly, it's a very small market, so the fact that they did that is pretty awesome.
And their customizable controllers are like pushing boundaries that you. And then the other thing I looked at was they're legit like racing wheels built for Forza Horizon 5. Like that's insane.
Yep.
That we're still doing that and they're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
Best VR AR. Let's see. I Expected to Die too. I've heard good things about that one.
I had picked Resident Evil 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. You're never gonna get me with that. So
To me, the best VR games are always horror games.
yeah, that's fair.
Best action game.
Ooh, this is gonna be a tough
You know which
one.
one I picked?
Yeah, you picked Back for Blood.
Yep.
It's between Back for Blood and Deathloop for me. Let's think.
If I had a PS5, Deathloop would probably be the only game I would have bought so far.
Yeah, I would definitely have bought Deathloop already. I don't know, honestly. I'll pick Deathloop because it's a cooler concept, and Back for Blood has some fixes that it needs to do to the bosses. It's too hard for me right now.
You're like the IGN journalist.
Yeah, I know exactly. I would never be able to survive the comments on my videos.
All right, best action and adventure game.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, wait a minute, Metro Dread.
I was gonna say I don't know how you pick anything over Metro.
Yeah, no, Metro Dread. I'll go with that. I've seen enough reviews and I've gotten a general good feel on both games. So
you need to play it. Honestly, I think you can get through Metroid Dread no problem, but it'll be a lot of fun tearing through it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the boss battles are difficult, but you get over it.
Well, that's the reason why the boss.
Best role playing game, Will, which is you might own 2 on this list. I don't know.
Best role.
I know you own 1 on this list.
Yeah, well, I think I know which one you picked. So it's SMT5. I'll just go with that because the resounding love for that game, I think, just speaks volumes.
Yeah, I think you need to play it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's like it does for the Shin Megami Tensei franchise what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda.
Okay.
And while I don't like what they did with Zelda, I love how they did this with Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Okay, fair.
I hate it for the Zelda game, but
I don't get the hate for the Zelda game. I realize it's so different, so I get that, but I really like it.
I love what they did with SMT5. Best fighting game.
I don't know. I don't even know what that one is. Don't know what that one is. Wow, there's a lot of these I don't know. I'm gonna go with Nickelodeon because, of course.
Yes, you did what I did. You said I don't know any of the other games.
Well, I mean, I know Virtua, but I've never been a fan of the series.
Best family game. You got It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstar. Is It Takes Two even actually a family-oriented game?
I don't know if I would pick that family game.
Mario Party Superstars, new Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and then
no, I refuse to vote for that one because that is an old game.
They added Bowser's Fury. Will, what are you talking about?
No, I refuse to accept it as a new game.
In that same vein, then Mario Party Superstars, is that new?
Fair, because it's all just reused maps. Let's think. Which one would my nieces prefer to play with me?
I know exactly which one it would. Well, I guess I don't know exactly, but I have a guess which one they would.
It's probably WarioWare because it's a bunch of little mini games and their attention spans are like it's attention span of a grain of rice. So
I thought it was going to be Pokemon Snap.
Nah, they're not in Pokemon. I'll go with WarioWare on this one.
That's what I picked, which is a game I do intend to get. I love WarioWare games, actually.
It's one of the games you gave me on the list, man.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come, maybe it won't.
Best sim and strategy game. This one was a hard one, actually, for me, and I picked against my own normal choice.
I like this comment that we got in the chat.
Yeah, I see it. Game Awards are rigged. Has a lot.
I don't get them either.
Cough, cough. Last of Us 2.
Like, I don't even understand.
That's why we're doing our own vote, and who cares what they actually pick?
Well, the thing is, I don't even understand how the games get nominated for the categories because, like, again, some of these are like
no idea.
I don't know some of these games, so like, how did I miss out on this? And also, too, why are like certain games not in the list? Like, why is MCC never in the freaking like continuing support category? Like, what the hell? That game is a poster child of what you do.
Well, you know why? It's because MCC was never actually designed as a service game. It became a service game.
Well, so is Final Fantasy. That wasn't designed as a service game, was it?
It was kind of.
I'm gonna go with Age of Empires because I'm not gonna pick anything else. Definitely.
You know what I picked?
You picked Flight Simulator, which is beautiful and it's really cool to go like the fly through the vistas and stuff. But at the end of the day, what am I gonna play more of? Age of Empires.
Yeah, I just thought that the level of effort and detail they put into the new Microsoft Flight Simulator was beyond anything I expected. And so I had to pick that one despite because I have some gripes with Age of Empires 4. It's not what I wanted from Age of Empires 3.
What did you want?
Well, let's just put it this way. There were other things that they were moving forward with, and the fact that Ensemble Studios is no longer around, I have a hard time picking Age of Empires 4. It doesn't feel like it feels like a spiritual reboot that I didn't want, not a continuation of the series I loved.
Fair.
The meta has changed.
It is reviewing very well, though.
I'm not saying it's a bad game, but my friend and I, we both looked at it, and we have severe love for 3, and we can't get into it. There's too much meta. It's like if you were a Left 4 Dead fan because you like the simplicity of it, and you got into Back 4 Blood and you hate the meta. That's like kind of how I feel about Age of Empires 4.
Okay.
All right, best sports and racing game. No
Forza
contest.
Horizon. Yeah. Why are the other ones even in this list?
Also,
how the hell is FIFA in this list?
Sports and racing.
No, the thing is, FIFA should not be on any list other than like biggest dog pile of shit.
I thought people were saying FIFA 20. Like,
no.
From what I've heard, FIFA is usually a good game, isn't it?
No, it's crap. It's just like all the other sports games. Just reskinned.
I think they said that FIFA 22 is actually pretty good improvement.
No, I refuse to accept it.
Okay, whatever. Then there's a cool game like Riders Republic that I've never heard of and haven't ever tried, but like
I've heard that Hot Wheels Unleashed is actually very good.
That's what I have heard too. I've heard Hot Wheels Unleashed is really good. I haven't played it, and I know that there's a Hot Wheel car in Forza. So,
well, they usually have a Hot Wheels expansion.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to the next one. Say Forza is what I picked too.
Forza
best multiplayer.
Let's see
Where's Halo MCC? No.
Well, where's the new Halo? I mean, the multiplayer is pretty banging.
It was not out in time for the Game Awards. It was close.
Yeah. Yep. This is why they should have the Game Awards in like January, so you can get all the freaking games in.
Nah, because they wanted in before the Powerball drops. Powerball, not the Powerball.
Yeah, I totally understood what he meant. It's so funny. Knockout City looks really cool, but I haven't played it yet. The
first time I disagree with you. I think Age of Empires 3 is the best, but I am in a much smaller community than you because a lot of people love Age of Empires 2 and are not big fans of what 3 did. But I love 3, and Age of Mythology is probably a close second for me.
Okay. New World's going to win this category probably, so I'm going to go with Back 4 Blood because I enjoyed the multiplayer.
Only because they got Jeff Bezos money.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you said which one? I'm sorry.
Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood, okay.
Yeah.
This is the one where I was like, I mean, I wouldn't have picked any of these people necessarily as my favorite content creator of the year.
Not gonna lie, I don't think I've watched a single one of these people. So
I've seen Dream before, and the content's good, but I wouldn't like my list would be very different from this list. No offense to any of the creators.
I'm sure they're great, and I'm sure they have huge followings. I've never heard of any of them. Yeah. What kind of content do they create?
The fact that I've heard of Dream, and I don't play Minecraft, says something about Dream.
All right, you're forcing me to pick Dream. I like the fact that he has a draw on avatar, so let's go with that.
That did help. It makes him stick out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best debut indie. I wonder if you'll pick the same one as me or not.
I'm gonna go with Valheim.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've heard wonderful things, and I didn't realize that was the first game. So.
Yeah, breakout game for Iron
Gate. What did you end up picking?
Kena.
Okay.
It's like the biggest indie on the PS5.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, anyways.
Also, again,
presented by Prime Gaming, so yeah, definitely gonna be New World.
Yeah.
Most anticipated game. Infinite should be on here.
I know.
How Halo Infinite is not in this category is beyond me, and yet Starfield is somehow in here.
Well, Starfield's coming out next year. I mean, all these games are supposed to come out next year.
Yeah, but I mean, Halo Infinite's coming out technically in the beginning of the next Game Awards time period. So Infinite should be on this list. And it isn't.
It is really stupid.
I don't understand why it's not. Unless it was on last year's Game Awards, most anticipated game, and they can't put it 2 years in a row because they
maybe.
That's the only way I can see that this would make sense that you don't have Infinite on this list.
I'm not super into Elden, or I'm not looking forward to Elden simply because I'm not into Souls games. So I'm going to have to watch some gameplay before I get excited about that.
Definitely my brother's pick. My brother's big into the Souls games.
I am excited about God of War. I'm excited for all these actually, except to some extent. But I'm going to go with Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah, I couldn't pick any game on this list except Starfield because I could care less about all the other games on this.
Yeah,
list.
I get it. I know you're not a huge fan of the other series. Or you like Zelda series, obviously, but it's not the last one.
I like everything about Horizon except for the gameplay.
I'm cautiously optimistic about Starfield because like I'm not a huge fan of like the Fallout gameplay. Like I enjoy the games, but I'm not like a diehard fan. So if it ends up playing just like Fallout but in space, I'd be like, it'll be okay for me.
Could play like Skyrim.
It's the same thing. It's just like, yeah.
The art style, I will say, the art style is pretty consistent across their games. Like playing Skyrim and playing Fallout, it just feels like I'm playing in the same universe at different time periods. Like one is in.
Oh, it's because they use the same old ass freaking engine. Though I think they might be using a new one for this.
I think the color filter is what draws me to believe the artwork is the same.
They can only manage one color filter.
It's like that dark gray.
Yeah, that's all they can do.
Or the sepia-ish color. Anyway, so you picked the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which makes sense because you like Breath of the Wild a lot. I'm not a big fan of Breath of the Wild. I'm going to give it another shot. Starting in January, I'm going to give Breath of the Wild another shot and see if I like it more than I did when I first played.
Is it coming out in January?
No. The original.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to give that one another shot.
Yeah.
See if I change my mind. Best esports game. I remember which one I picked now. I had to think about it for a second.
Counter-Strike.
Yep, I picked the same thing.
Yeah. It wasn't that hard.
It's the most consistent. Honestly, it's the most consistent esports game out of all of them for the last 2 decades.
Sorry, guys. I don't.
Best esports athlete. I just picked FaZe because I know FaZe Clan. I know they.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. I'll go with the same one.
And then obviously, if you're gonna pick him,
yep.
Then if you're gonna pick that, then you got to go with.
So this is gonna sound super ignorant for me because we have a freaking gaming podcast. I did not know these teams had coaches.
It is kind of weird when you think about it because the coaches usually aren't much older than the people in the teams.
I mean,
this guy's the coach of the team you picked, so
yeah, okay, do it.
And last but not least, best esports event. I'm sure you know all of these events.
Yep. No, I've never watched a single one of these. I can't get into it.
I went with PGL because I've heard of that one.
Okay. I mean, I've heard of them all, but yeah. I want to play the game. I don't want to watch someone play the game. And the thing is, like, I can actually do it. Like with football and something, I suck at football, so I like watching people play football. But like Call of Duty or something, I'm okay. I can do it. Not at the level these guys are at, but
all right. Well, now that we've gotten through Will's picks for Game of the Year, Game Awards, not Game of the Year. You did pick Game of the Year, but Game Awards. Now we can move on to the subject of this podcast.
All right. What is it again? What is the subject again?
Gimmicks in gaming. I want to start like way back. What would you say the first gimmick in gaming? What was the first gimmick you noticed in gaming?
First gimmick.
What was something that you saw? You're like, oh, this will never last.
Oh, I think I brought this up to you the other day when we had someone else on. Oh, and I was so wrong. What was it? Oh, no, never mind. That won't fit. Never mind. I was thinking loot boxes is like, this is the dumbest thing ever, and ended up being super big.
It is a gimmick. I will say, like, loot boxes are a gimmick, but they're a gambling gimmick. So, like, it's got like it hits 2 different things. Mm-hmm. Addiction and surprise.
Yep.
Which go hand in hand if you didn't know. All right.
What is a gimmick what's the first gimmick that I mean, obviously the first one that comes to mind is the Wii. I thought the entire Wii was a gimmick, but that definitely wasn't the first one.
Did you play the Virtual Boy at one point in time?
I did. I guess that entire thing was a gimmick. It made me super sick. Yeah.
Clearly, you don't know about the Virtual Boy's redheaded stepchild cousin.
What is this?
The R Zone.
Nope, that's a gimmick.
This showed up for me for Christmas.
Really?
Yes. Back in the 90s. Yeah. Tiger. of all the electronics companies, like, we're gonna compete with the Virtual
Oh,
Boy.
my brother had a Tiger handheld. It was like a Game Boy.
This is what I got, the Tiger R Zone. It was literally like what you see in the Spec Ops, right? They got the little eyeball thing down,
Yep.
and the screen, like, it was garbage. It was so bad. It was like, no offense to whoever got it for me. I can't remember who got it for me, but this was probably like, look at that. That's the graphics on this thing. That's how bad the graphics are on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is on a clear plastic lens right in front of your eye. And if you just shift your eyes just a little bit, the screen goes away because the projection only works if it hits the glass, it's plastic. Hits the plastic lens at just the right light. Oh man, best $50 ever made on eBay selling that thing in like 2018.
All right, so here's one that wasn't a gimmick, but I thought it was a gimmick. Was going from cartridges for the first time to CDs.
You thought CDs were a gimmick?
Yeah, I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. But the thing is, at the same time, I also thought the switch from VHS to DVDs, I was like, this will never catch on. It's like, who wants this stupid disc that you just snap it? Come on, you want this thick piece of plastic.
Hey, you know what? From the standpoint of something thick and hefty, I definitely prefer VHS and cartridge.
Yeah.
And I will say this. Cartridges, all of my cartridges still work. I've had discs go bad. So which one stands the test of time?
Yeah.
Cartridges.
I would say so.
And there is a reason why the PS Vita is my favorite Sony handheld. Actually, the PS Vita is the only console developed by Sony that officially uses cartridges.
Oh, I guess the PSP has the UMD. That's a gimmick. That I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. So
UMDs, that was like having a spinning disc on a portable system was stupid. Unless you're like hacking.
Well, it's the same mini disc technology that their Walkmans had. You remember the mini disc player?
Yeah, my friends had those.
Yeah,
that was a gimmick.
Yeah, it was a super gimmick, and that was dumb because it was right when the iPod launched, or like right before maybe. And this is like, come on. Obviously, the iPod is better. And then they started putting like the UMD movies on the PSP. I was like, oh my gosh, come on. Who's going to this is a terrible business model.
Yeah. The Universal Media Disc was definitely never going to catch on. Let's think about this. Proprietary Sony format that you have to license from Sony to use on your own system. And it's tiny and it doesn't hold as much as a DVD. Yeah, exactly. That was never going to catch on.
So dumb. And it's so easy to break it. Like I had a PSP and a Nintendo DS at the same time. And I remember thinking like the cartridge is so much sturdier. You can drop it. You can like dip it in water. Totally fine. Just pop it right back in the system. This thing, if you scratched it, you're done.
Oh yeah. And then the actual enclosures were prone to get scuffed. And then it would be, they were just not well made.
Or dirt.
Overall.
Why is dirt flashing? Yeah. So, and also like, dirt would get stuck in there. Super annoying.
Yeah, kind of like your your webcam right now.
Yeah, I don't understand why it starts flashing colors. The thing is, it's totally fine during the day, but for whatever reason, like at night and like the artificial light screws it up. What's another one? Oh, the mini disc for the GameCube. I realize we're kind of going off on like a bit of a tangent, but the mini disc for the GameCube, I thought that was a huge gimmick, and that was part of the reason why I didn't buy it.
The whole reason the mini disc for the GameCube exists is because Nintendo wanted to create a format that they didn't have to pay licensure for. And it's actually not called a mini disc. I believe mini disc is the name of something else. I don't know what the GameCube disc is called. It's got a name. Optical disc. It's the Nintendo optical disc is the nod.
Who the heck ever calls it optical disc? It's a freaking mini disc.
Because it's based on a 6 centimeter mini DVD technology, but it's not the same as it, because mini discs are a thing. You know that, right? Like a mini disc is like the same size as that. Like
I've seen them before.
Have a mini disc actually? It's a demo for like a Spider-Man PC.
It's not a demo, but it's some kind of like install thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like a Spider-Man. No, I actually have like a Spider-Man demo disc that's the size of a mini DVD, mini disc, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the whole point of these were to essentially just not use Sony format. I think they were actually produced by Nintendo in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the few times that Nintendo and then actually the Wii U. You know what a Wii U disc is? I believe it's called a GD-ROM, unless that's the Dreamcast. I can't remember. I'm curious now. Wii U disc. Again, just proprietary Nintendo optical discs. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm gonna have to fix this. It's like 133%. There we go. So Yeah, so the GameCube disc is the size of a mini DVD. The Wii is based on DVD format, and the Wii U optical disc. Oh, it is based on Blu-ray format. Huh. That makes a lot of sense actually, because the Wii U. I don't know if you ever like held a Wii U disc. Yeah,
Oh, it's so smooth, and I love it.
It is. And Nintendo actually did something special with their optical discs. They used a proprietary. I don't know if it's proprietary. It's a process that actually like smooth out and like curve the ends of the disc, so it feels like the disc doesn't end at the tips. You don't have a hard edge. There's very few other discs based technologies that use that.
I've never felt any other disc like that. It's the coolest disc.
It really is. Like if you've never held a Wii U disc, I highly recommend you try it. Just pick one up and see. The difference is very stark. And then the other thing about it is if it used Blu-ray technology, which I didn't realize that Blu-ray is the most what's the right word? The most difficult to scratch of any format of disc, Blu-ray discs. And if Nintendo added their own like special thing to it, then maybe the Wii U discs will last longer than every other disc I own.
Maybe.
Yeah. The so let's go back now, back to the R zone. VR in the 90s, clearly a gimmick. Okay, but everybody and their brother was saying like VR is the future, VR is the future. And then, before that, you know what was the gimmick before VR?
What was it?
3D.
Oh, like actually coming out of the screen?
Yeah. Like
so that they brought that back. Yeah, they brought that back.
It goes in waves. It's like VR 3D, VR 3D.
Yeah.
VR,
well, I was
3D.
going to bring up the 3D because that's definitely a gimmick. Because like Batman had it. I think Halo had some functionality with it. And it's
a VR Halo thing demo.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just as long as if you had the 3D TV, you could like get this functionality. Like Mass Effect was another one, I think.
Halo 3D.
No, yeah, it wasn't. It was Halo Anniversary, I think, had the functionality. I could be misremembering this. Batman definitely has it.
Halo Anniversary 3D TV. Let's see what comes up. Halo 3D Sport and Halo Anniversary. Halo C Anniversary doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Look at Batman. That one definitely has it. Batman.
Oh no, hold on. It says right here. It says it works fine on my 360. Hold on. Managed to get the 3D to work. It says it works fine on my 360, and also 3D Blu-rays play fine on my 1S. But the settings for CE Anniversary offer 3D, but also always says no 3D TV is detected. So apparently, when they upped it to the Xbox One for backwards compatibility, they broke the 3D feature. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yep.
Did you actually ever do it?
I never had a 3D TV, so no.
Okay, me either. I've never had a 3D TV. They pretty much were done by the time I was thinking about getting one.
Yeah, well, I was like, I'm not gonna wear glasses to watch this TV. And there are some that like you could sit at different angles and it would work, but I was like,
Man, that's pretty neat. I did not know that was a thing. Oh, look at this. Hey, video Spawnways right now. Video Game Awards controversy. Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
First thing on there. Halo Infinite. Good for you guys calling out the controversy that we just talked about. Anyways,
we broke the news, you bastard.
It does seem like we go back and forth between VR and 3D, right? So you got VR in the 90s. Before that, you got 3D. Like, remember Jaws 3D?
Yes, it's so
Have you
bad.
tried watching it since? Because like back when it came out, I was like, "This is the future." And
I thought it was stupid when I saw it too. Actually, remember like for a while they were re-releasing all the movies in 3D in the theaters. So you had like Lion King 3D, you had Jurassic Park 3D.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they did that for a little while.
Yeah, it was super vomit-inducing to see the Lion King because it was not meant to be 3D.
No, and all they did was they essentially like, I don't know if you know how easy it is to scale things to a 3D technology, but all you do is keyframe like specific things on the screen, and you can move them back and forth for the vision of the audience. It's really easy to do, actually, especially with cartoons. Like the effort there was probably pretty low.
I'm sure it was. It did not look good.
But Lion King 1.5, I will rep that till the day I die.
Oh, I love 1.5. That might be my favorite one.
It's such a good movie. Going backwards though, 3D and VR, right? So before Jaws, do you think there was a VR thing before 3D?
No.
You don't think so?
I'm sure there is because you're setting me up, but I'm going to say no. So you can be like, well, there was, Will.
Virtual reality in the 70s. History of virtual reality. Let's see. Well, let's find out. Okay. Let's see. F 1970. Let's see. Let's find out. Oh yeah, they did it in NASA.
No. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if it was actually a thing. So you have like 70s, you get VR, and then
so back to 3D.
3D.
The 3D on the freaking 3DS was a huge gimmick.
Actually, you know what's funny? I know everybody says this. It was a gimmick. You know, and to the effect of it selling devices, yes, I would say it was a gimmick. But studios that actually took advantage of the 3D stereoscopic screen, oh my gosh, they look amazing. They're like, and there's no way to represent them on YouTube correctly. You can't emulate them correctly. There's no way. But if you play it on a 3DS, some of the visuals, like especially Metroid Samus Returns, just the amount of things going on in the background behind Samus in the landscape is amazing. And
yeah,
people actually
I've never played. Yeah, I never played 3D because it made my head hurt.
You have a 2DS XL, don't you?
Now I do, but I did have a 3DS.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Shin Megami Tensei 4 on my 3DS, and games that took advantage of the 3DS's screen and actually did things where you had things in the foreground and the background and everything else, they look very, very impressive for that brief second when you actually have your eyes aligned correctly to see it.
Fair.
And if you can hold still long enough to play it that way, it does look good. Unfortunately, most of the time, you're left with like, oh, I shifted my eyes a little bit. Time to fix. And with the 3DS, the new 3DS XL with the extra processing power and the upgraded sensors, you're less likely to get outside of that field of vision. So it works better. But I remember the original 3DS models, the second your eyes were like just slightly moved, like, nope, 3D's done. You're in like this weird bizarro land where everything is doubled up and can't see crap. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That's probably you had headaches from it.
So back to you're saying like how if developers actually use that feature, it actually looked really good. Here's another gimmick, and you're not going to like it. The Wii U gamepad.
Oh, it totally was. It was a gimmick that had potential, though. A lot of
I
these
freaking
gimmicks,
love the gamepad, so it hurts me to say that, but yes, it was a gimmick.
It's a gimmick in the sense that nobody else was doing it. It was a selling point for a system, and it was, for all intents and purposes, just a second screen, right? It was just an extra piece of thing to manage with games. And any game that took advantage of it, it wasn't a gimmick, it was a useful tool. Unfortunately, the vast majority of software never took advantage of it, which turned it into more of a gimmick.
Yeah.
Maybe we should define what a gimmick is. Maybe we should do that. Why don't you say what you're going to say? I'm going to look up the definition.
I was going to say like some third-party games are actually better on the Wii U simply because they actually utilize the gamepad.
Okay, yes, I agree with you. The straight definition of a gimmick is a trick or device intended to attract attention, publicity, or business. Gamepad was definitely that.
Well, the thing is, that's like everything until it becomes mainstream, right?
Right, and gimmicks die out as gimmicks when they don't become mainstream.
Exactly. So it's kind of a stupid term. I mean, like Game Pass technically would have been a gimmick.
It's a service. I don't know if it's a gimmick.
Yeah, well, it's a trick to get you to buy, more Xboxes or get into the Xbox ecosystem.
Every time you swipe the camera, it goes. Whoosh.
Really? Do you hear it?
Every time.
Sorry, Ed. Clearly you can't hear it. I wonder how you can hear it.
I don't know. Are you using the mic in your laptop instead of the mic in your headset?
Maybe. I don't know.
You probably are.
I hear you through my headset.
Yeah, but you're using headphones. It doesn't. You'd have to see if your mic is actually your headset mic or your. Don't mess with it now.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late for that. Okay, so the definition of gimmick is a trick or device intended to attract attention, publicity, or business. How about putting the Game Boy? All right, I'm sorry. How about converting NES and SNES games to the Game Boy Color and saying, now you can get these games on your console on the go?
Yep. That's
a gimmick, technically speaking.
Yeah, that would be a gimmick. The Game Boy player would be a gimmick.
That's more of a feature.
Yeah.
A gimmick is intended to sell you something.
Yeah.
The Game Boy player is an add-on for a system that you don't get with the system. It can't be a gimmick by definition. It's an additional feature that you yourself would have to seek out and find and buy. If they sold the Game Boy player with the GameCube, then I would say yes, that would be a gimmick.
Fine. All right. I feel like that's a really shaky line that you're drawing.
No, it's not. I mean, think about it, right? If it's intended to sell you something.
Yeah, you're selling either the
it's not
device
it's not an extension of what you're buying. Like the Wii U gamepad. The Wii U gamepad is an extension of the Wii U that gets you in the door to buy it, right?
But think if someone's like, I have a bunch of Game Boy games. Oh, wait a minute, I can play it on my TV now? Oh, I will actually pick up the GameCube now. There's got to be at least one person who did that.
But it's not sold. It's hard to say it's a gimmick unless you're actually selling it with the system. Like if there was a bundle that came with the Game Boy player, then that would be the gimmick to get you to buy the GameCube. If you have to buy additionally on top of the GameCube, it's not on its own selling the GameCube for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, fair. I'll let you have this round.
Like, for example, the Kinect is a gimmick that makes people not buy the Xbox One.
No, I don't. Yeah, okay, fine. That was a gimmick. What about the first one? Was the first one considered a gimmick?
It was bundled with the Xbox 360, the Slim, in a lot of cases. Most people that got one in the first place, unless you bought it with the weird adapter for the original Xbox 360. Generally speaking, yes, that was a gimmick to get you to buy the Slim.
Okay. It sold really well, too.
It did. It sold really, really well. I still have both of my Kinect. Well, I have two of my three Kinects.
Yeah, I wonder where the third one's at.
Somebody's got it to play Fable the Journey at their house right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably still haven't played it.
Oh, I am actually I think a third of the way through the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool. I am getting there.
How long is it?
It's only 4 or 5 hours. It's very short, so it shouldn't take me very long.
So I will say this, motion controls is probably the biggest gimmick of our lifetime. They came in and they faded out.
Yeah, well, every company had a different version. They had the PlayStation Move. Then you had obviously the Kinect, and obviously the Wii, which just had it built in.
The PlayStation Move, of all three of them, was probably the most sophisticated system by far. Not even close. The PlayStation Move is like Sony has had this great idea. They went really hard at it, and they did sell 15 million units. That's actually more than I thought they sold. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But the PlayStation Move itself was basically a Wii plus the Kinect together, and it captured full range of motion really well. Way better than the Wii or even this Kinect could. But it required a controller, a digital pad, and a camera, and a game, and the system. The Wii was all those things connected together at once when you bought it. You buy the system, you can play Wii Sports. No extra pieces required. Whereas the PlayStation Move meant you already had to have a PS3. You had to buy a PlayStation Move compatible game, which sometimes they were bundled in with the system when you bought it. But it was another $100 or so to buy this PlayStation Move with the two controllers. And I think the second controller was actually an extra amount of money.
Probably.
But anybody that had the PlayStation Move, good news for you, VR uses that controller.
Yes, it does.
So at least in that case, you're not losing money on something you invested in from the PS3, which is kind of weird. Imagine carrying forward a controller from a previous gen to work with your VR headset. Mm-hmm. That's kind of weird.
It's true. Would you say avatars are a gimmick?
Avatars? It was. I don't think anybody was buying the Xbox for an avatar.
Oh, there was a very prominent feature that they, brought in later, not for the first, not to the first year.
Was it unavailable to people that didn't have Xbox Live?
No.
Then no, it's not selling anything. It's not a gimmick. It's something people just, it was a feature you could use. Nobody was buying the Xbox to get an avatar.
Maybe. I mean, it was competing with the avatars from Wii.
The Miis? Yeah. I don't think anybody was buying the Wii for the Miis, though.
I think some kids are I want the freaking avatar.
I mean, once you got a Wii, you want to make a Mii. But
I think that was gimmicky.
I also don't think it was ever used in marketing to say you can get your own Mii. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, definitely the not necessarily Mii's because I don't remember the Wii marketing at all, but the avatar definitely was very prominent. Once they started making it.
I gotta see this now. Xbox 360 avatar commercial. Huh.
And they have another one for the Xbox One. That's right.
Yeah, they got the new avatars. Yeah, I've seen that before, but I still don't think that's a reason why people. I mean, maybe I guess it's a gimmick to keep people in. I don't think it works at all, though.
No, well, especially now because you can't even I don't even know how to make one. I have I'm a blue monkey, but I have no idea how to get back to change it.
I don't either. That's a good question.
The only time I see it is when I compare games with you.
How about achievements? I think achievements were a gimmick that turned into a feature.
I don't know because I didn't buy the 360 for that, but I buy games for that.
Exactly. Well, it sells things, right? Achievements on their own will make you buy a 360 game over, say, a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Would you buy if you had a choice between buying Cuphead on the Xbox or Cuphead on the PlayStation? You don't do trophies, but trophies are cool.
I would buy them both and burn them, but no. I would. No, I have definitely bought games specifically for the Xbox because of achievements.
Yeah, and I think your wife's the same way, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. She loves getting achievements.
I actually, there's some games that I played more because of the challenges provided by achievements.
Yeah, it's I played The Witcher 3 on the Nintendo Switch, and every time something cool happens, I would have gotten an achievement for this probably. And I'm going to go back and play on the Xbox instead because I want those achievements.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely been games where I've started playing them on one system. I was oh, wait, I want achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the case of Dead Rising, I didn't want to switch from Xbox 360 to the PS3 because then I wouldn't be able to show my progress on all of the games on one system. True. But I did end up splitting because I had a PS3 at the time that Dead Rising 2 came out. So most of my achievements are actually trophies on the PS3 for a Dead Rising 2, which is annoying. I'd like to carry all my progress on one system for the same series, but unfortunately, brother took Xbox 360 to college, and the rest is history.
And there's been some games that I've rebought specifically so I could have achievements. Really, the only update is achievements.
Like Halo Anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one that has a little bit more.
I know
for it, but honestly, Fable Anniversary, it's okay. The graphics are okay, but it's glitchy as all hell.
It is,
and the UI is still terrible.
Which, by the way, I'm going to be testing that tonight because they did just provide an update to that particular game.
Okay,
I'm curious if it fixed the smart glass achievement or if they completely ignored it.
Oh yeah, you should see it. I actually have been playing that a little bit, and I didn't even think they would look for that, but yeah, the achievements. That's the reason why I got it.
Yeah. And some of them are broken. So
yeah,
at least they were. Who knows?
Super annoying.
Another feature, another thing that you might find interesting: HD.
Oh yeah, instead of Blu-ray.
No. That's HD DVD. I'm talking when you see Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD versus Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker. HD is the gimmick to get you to buy.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I guess
if it didn't say HD, would you still buy another copy of Wind Waker?
Potentially, if there's any improvements as far as a UI and accessibility.
Let's say you own Wind Waker on the GameCube right now, and they said, "All right, Wind Waker HD coming to Wii U." I mean, Wind Waker coming to Wii U, no HD on the other side of it. I think it's a lot less enticing. I think the gimmick of HD.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely. Well, that's their anniversary, or it's the same idea, calling anniversary or legendary edition or complete or definitive edition is another one. Yeah. It's the same shit. Yeah.
It's funny how these these little things, because they have significance in the industry of gaming, will sell it for you.
Yeah, it's a marketing gimmick. There you go.
Yeah, it's definitely a marketing gimmicks are half of the battle with gaming in general. All right, how about the Duke? Is that a gimmick?
No. I mean, the
Hyperkin Duke.
No, because that's just nostalgia bait. I wouldn't say that's the same thing.
Okay. I can agree with that at least.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So motion controls. Let's get back to motion controls.
I bought that because it wasn't a gimmick. Because I don't even know what the gimmick really would be for that one. It's just I got it because, well, I guess the gimmick would be in that particular case is the little thing in the middle that actually plays the video. Yeah, that would be a gimmick.
Fortuna.
Yeah.
You just did it again.
Sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
All three of you watching?
Yes.
Well, it's all two of you. I'm on this thing.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing with gaming and gimmicks right now, the biggest thing that I see is if it's a gimmick, it fades out. if it has actual staying power, it will stay in, and it will no longer be a gimmick by next generation. It's like memory cards were not a gimmick, but the Xbox having the internal HDD, that was a gimmick because everybody else was using memory cards, or the cart had the memory on it.
Yep.
Right? HDD was a huge selling feature by the end of the Xbox lifespan, and everybody carried forward with it. Xbox 360, PS3, even the Wii had internal memory.
Yeah, same thing with the Ethernet port. Well, Nintendo finally figured that out.
So the Dreamcast had it. I mean, come on, man. It was DSL, but still.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah,
speaking of that, the Dreamcast, the little what was it?
Oh, the VMU.
Yeah, that was
a gimmick. That was definitely a gimmick. Oh yeah, 100%. Shoot, the analog sticks on the DualShock.
The entire PlayStation controller.
There was nothing. There was nothing that required the analog sticks when that controller came out for the PlayStation. So literally, the analog sticks were a gimmick to get you to buy it.
Yep. With
absolutely no games taking advantage of it right away.
Yep.
I mean, maybe a few, but very few. Very, very, very few. So, like, the idea of having dual analog sticks is great if there's anything that uses them.
Here's one. So I said the PlayStation, but I think like PlayStation honestly has really cool
gimmicks.
But the
PS2 is the cheapest DVD player. The PS3 was the cheapest Blu-ray player.
Yes, but it's specifically for the controller. So like the PS4 has a speaker in the controller.
It does do things.
And I think that's super gimmicky because like when was the last time I thought of I need a speaker in my controller? But when I was playing yours at your house, that was actually pretty cool.
Which game did we play? You saw it.
I played the Shadow Mordor game I got you.
Oh, that's right. And actually, the other thing that's cool is some games take advantage of the LED on the front of the controller.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, Infamous Second Son actually did it. Probably the best of any game I've played. It was one of the almost launch titles within the first 6 months of the PS4 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But the speaker, anytime you get a phone call, instead of it coming out of the screen, it comes out of your controller. So you're sitting there, and I can have it in dead silence with my headphones in, and all of a sudden the speaker at the controller just do 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 do. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh! Just jumped out of my chair after time. And if you're like dying, like your thing goes from a nice blue to actually no. And I think in Infamous actually, your alignment changes the LEDs. Like
that's
if
cool.
You're good, your controller goes blue, and if you're
that would be cool for like Fable. That would be awesome.
It starts going. It goes red. Yeah, it just slowly fades to red. Slowly fades to blue. It's like, oh man, I guess I'm being a bad guy this round. Shoot.
Yeah.
By the way, Infamous Second Son is so much better than I gave it credit for. Like, there's definitely some gameplay loops that are like whatever, but overall, it's a good game. It's much better than I gave it credit for when it first came out. I should have bought a PS4 at launch. Apparently, that's what I learned.
Okay.
Let's think. Gimmicks. Another gimmick. Definitely the Kinect for the Xbox One was a gimmick. The always online thing. Don Matrick.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Xbox One, TV in.
Oh yeah, I freaking love that, and I'm really sad that it's gone.
Yeah, is it gone with the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, it's gone, and it's super sad.
You basically make your Xbox into a DVR, right?
Well, the thing is, you can plug other systems in and play it through it.
Cover an Xbox, an extra HDMI port, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
But I'll be honest, it is kind of clunky getting to that menu.
I never did like the DVR thing, but it worked really well as far as like controlling your TV, so you could control it through the Xbox.
That's what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
See, I've used the HDMI in on my Xbox One as an extra HDMI port before. It's super clunky trying to get to that on the menu. And then just trying to play the Wii U through the Xbox One, it doesn't work very well.
Maybe the series or the Xbox One X was better or something, because I don't remember having problems with that one. I never tried it with my original Xbox One, so I don't know.
It's just really clunky. I don't know if it's like maybe the UI has gotten better, but with the latest Xbox One updates, I've had so many issues trying to use that extra HDMI port.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's like multiple clicks. It's like I could just do HDMI input switch, and I'd be there already. But instead, I have to go through the menus on the Xbox to get to it. And don't
That's
even
fine.
try playing anything less than 1080p through that HDMI port. Xbox is not like a lower than 1080p signal through that port.
All right, so we missed a big one.
Yep.
Freaking Toys to Life.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting to tackle that one because the amiibos are still a thing. But yeah, you got
so that's a
Skylanders,
completely separate situation. So Toys to Life.
Skylanders. Oh, which one are you talking about? Are you talking Skylanders?
Yeah, Skylanders. That's the biggest one. But then there's also like whatever Disney did.
Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people that had these. I never did this. I know people that had them. But do you know where this comes from? Do you know what did this first before Skylanders or anybody else did it? There was a game on the. Go ahead.
There's a bunch of games that did this at one point, but go on.
No, the basically the first one to do this, like legitimately do this, there was a game on the, I think it was on the PS3 early on with they used the iToy to scan cards in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember there's other games like this. You scan the cards. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of.
What the heck was it called? Chaotic Shadow? No, I don't think that's it. PS3 card game. Eye of Judgment. That was it. That was the first one that I remember. 2007.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, there was that other one that was like a straight up card scanning console called like, it was a not Hyperkin, Hasbro, I think, made it.
I thought there was a scanner for the Game Boy too.
That's different. I mean, it was kind of the same idea. It was more like amiibo style, but it wasn't. Let's find it. There was also a Game Boy printer.
Really?
There's a Game Boy printer.
So
I think there's also a Game Boy sewing machine.
I don't even know what to say about that. I thought the coolest. So I had a couple of like attachments for my Game Boy Color.
You haven't seen this thing yet? Oh,
No.
I gotta show you. The
Why
Game Boy
would
sewing
you?
machine is
It
ridiculous.
doesn't even make sense. Those two things should not go together.
Look, there's a sewing cart for the Game Boy Color. Like, why? Why is this a thing?
Is it just a game, or you get the actual soap? Like
No. It operates the sewing machine somehow.
How? Dude, for $6,
no
just get it. Let's figure this out. Do you get the?
I'm not buying this thing.
Do you get all of that?
Just the instruction manual. It's just the instruction manual.
That's damn. Okay, never mind. I was like, if you get the Game Boy, the game, and the sewing machine, yeah, $6. Buy that.
Yeah, I'm trying to like somebody had it all set up, ready to go. Yeah, see, it's got a cord that connects to the side of the Game Boy. Like, why? And
I have no idea.
Who is buying this for this reason? I don't understand.
Well, there's a ton like this. There's also one where like you could like test your blood sugar, which I guess I sort of get the concept, but I feel like you should just have a sugar.
Yeah, look,
reader.
see, it has like a little spot to dock your Game Boy.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of people bought it because I see quite a few.
There's a lot of them. Oh my goodness. Okay, Game Boy card reader. Let's go back to that. Sorry, I saw that today. Came up on my, I think Retro Future had it on his thing.
Maybe.
And I was like, that's insane. Like, why is that a thing? Okay, Game Boy card reader.
Boy.
Oh, it's the Game Boy Advance one. Oh, the e-reader. Okay, I remember this now. Okay, I thought you were talking about the original Game Boy. I was like, what are you talking about?
No.
The e-reader. Okay. E-reader. All right, let's find this thing. Nintendo e-reader. Yeah, I think at some point in time you could get like NES games on e-cards that you could scan through the e-reader and play them. I think that was a thing. Yeah, classic NES series. So that before they became the classic NES series carts, you could get them with the e-reader and scan them through that.
Cool.
You are right. That was a thing. Excite Bike, SS Title. Yeah.
All right, so back to the gimmicky like Skylanders and stuff. I mean, it was a genius for the time because kids would be like, "Oh, that's a toy. I want the toy," but you can also play the toy in the game. So
I'm surprised Yu-Gi-Oh never did this Cards to Life thing. Like, wow.
I feel like Pokemon would have been perfect for it. I realize they ended up doing like amiibos, but like really getting into Pokemon and having like a shitload of them.
No, the Pokemon thing worked great because the games, right? You could connect your games to your console. Like Pokemon Battle Revolution is basically a soulless take on Pokemon Stadium for the Wii.
Okay.
But it was cool because you could grab your DS games at the time, connect them to your Wii, and battle online in full-on 3D on a big screen. with other people with a DS. It's just the problem with Nintendo is like you always got to get. There's too many things involved to get online. It's just so much. You got to have a DS, the Pokemon cart, Battle Revolution, a Wii, and an internet connection. And then maybe if you cross your fingers and you say a couple prayers, you might get online and fight somebody.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No problem.
What would you say is Nintendo's like single biggest gimmick? Because I think Nintendo is the most likely one to try.
Everything they do is a gimmick until like they just throw shit at a wall until something sticks.
The Switch is a gimmick. Let's just
it totally is. Totally a gimmick.
I mean, it's the biggest gimmick of this generation.
The thing is, I remember before it launched, when people were like, "This is dumb. This is never going to work." And then I actually was like, "This is if they can play actual console games and the handheld, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a huge hit."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the reason why the Steam Deck's coming out too, right?
Yeah,
that's the whole reason the Steam Deck's coming out.
That's why I never got into. Well, I obviously had the original Game Boys, but I stopped being into portable gaming because I wanted to play the biggest, baddest game. Like Witcher, and I wanted to play that portably, but it's like the Game Boy took forever to get up to that point. It took up until the Switch, really.
Oh yeah, we are. I forgot we're streaming on Twitter. Hey, by the way, guys, our main platform is not Twitter. Our main platform is YouTube. Please subscribe there if you're actually watching on Twitter for some reason. We're trying it for the first time, streaming on Twitter, and if you're watching there, we appreciate you. But this is more of a test. Just FYI. I did notice we got a like on our video on Twitter, so that's
nice.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what it looks like when you post a comment. Let's just find out what it looks like. Oh no, you can't post a comment on Twitter. Okay, no destination there. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Oh geez, what in the world? Okay, politics just showed up on my screen and then left. This is not a political show. I don't need politics showing up on my screen. That was weird.
No. Yep.
I don't know what happened there.
But the thing is, like, Skylanders was awesome.
Did you like Skylanders? Did you play it?
It was okay. So I bought my niece wanted it, so I ended up buying her the
Spyro.
No, not Spyro. I could never freaking find them. But it wasn't Spyro's Adventure. It was the second one, Skylander Giants.
Okay. My brother-in-law had these back in the day, and on the Wii, actually, it's pretty impressive. Like the amount of compatibility there was for Skylanders across all consoles. Mm-hmm. Was it on Xbox? I actually don't know.
It was on all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I got my niece the one on the Wii, and the thing is, at the time, it was starting to like kind of die out. So I could get all the little figures for like under $1. So I just go in and like buy her a sack full of these figures. It was great.
Hyperscan. That's the one I was thinking of.
Hyperscan. Yeah.
You remember the Hyperscan?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, worst console ever released. The funny thing is, Adam Korlick did an entire video on this and put it in one of the video game generations. It was nice. Playlists. And he showed just how awful this was at even scanning the cards it was designed for. Mm-hmm. So I remember when this first came out, like you were supposed to be able to scan. Wasn't there like a one that you're supposed to be able to scan barcodes and get something out of it? I don't
remember the marketing or anything around this game. I just remember, or the system. I just remember it coming out and it sucking.
It was like a barcode scanner game console. Barcode Battler. I think this is what I'm thinking of. You get like the whole marketing behind this was take this with your mom to the grocery store, scan the barcodes of all your favorite game things, and you can fight your friends. It's like, what?
Honestly, it's kind of genius. It just, I bet it had no support.
Oh, it basically had no support. Yeah, pretty much. So the basically it worked was, I'm trying to remember. So it was released by Epic in Japan only. It was identical in shape to the worldwide release Barcode Battler.
Wait a minute, who released it?
Epic Co.
Oh, okay.
Japanese toy and game company.
Epoch,
Epic. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Well, I thought you were saying Epic, like Epic Games. So I was like, oh, yeah, Epic. Interesting.
I've heard people pronounce Epoch and Epic for the same spelling here, so I don't really know. But essentially, it's set up to scan barcodes for battling purposes. And there were games connected with it. I'm trying to remember how it works. So there was a professional relation between this company and Nintendo. So they designed games for the Super Famicom and Famicom that used the Barcode Battler 2 interface to play or to enjoy enhanced functions. So that was a thing. I remember it. And maybe Scanners is the more popular one. Radica Games. Yeah, I think it was Scanners is the one that I... Anyway, there was a series of gimmicky games in the 90s that literally said, take this device to the store with your mom while she's doing shopping on groceries.
Nice.
Yeah. But that was a thing. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. And Will, you're right. Nobody's watching. What are we doing? What was I going to say?
The amiibo is different though, because people actually just collect them. Like they get the amiibo just to have it as like an item that they're displaying.
You're totally right. Because people like Nintendo so much, they want to have Nintendo physically in their house all over the place.
People love Nintendo, so it really doesn't matter. I thought the amiibos are the dumbest thing ever, again, and I still kind of think they're stupid. I don't understand why they're so popular, but
yeah, there was a comment that the amiibo sounds too much like another console that's coming out sometime by another company. And that is probably a good idea not to name anything you're making to rhyme with something else that's already popular and famous. Probably a good idea not to rhyme. I'm sure that wasn't the point. But
that's it. That system's a gimmick. Playing with your family.
No. Okay. I don't think that's a gimmick yet. We'll find out. Pikachu's a gimmick.
Nah. What are you talking about? You'd have to say all of Pokemon is a gimmick.
It is. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we went from VR, 3D. We did motion controls. What's another good gimmick we can move to next? Neopets with what was that one? Webkins?
Oh, it was like Tamagotchi or something like that?
Yeah, it was like you buy like a stuffed animal and you got a code to play online.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I was thinking about those like little watches that you get from like McDonald's, and you have like a little creature that would live in it.
Something entirely different. Tamagotchi, yeah. That actually, they should do a Tamagotchi game, like legit interface with the modern consoles and see how it does.
Yeah.
You know what's nostalgia people would have for that? Like Tamagotchi's back.
That and Furbies.
Although, to be fair, Tamagotchi's been replaced by mobile apps on your phone. That's
it's definitely true.
All right, let me think about what other gimmicks do we have on our shelf over here. Oh shoot, music games with music peripherals like Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, that's yep.
The Donkey Bongos, not Congos. My goodness. You remember how like Guitar Hero was such a big thing that you had people like news organizations interviewing the best Guitar Hero guitarists.
The thing is, all of my friends had Guitar Hero besides me.
So you didn't need it. Just go to your friend's house. Play Guitar
exactly.
Hero.
That's what I did. And also, I was just like, I never quite got it because like this is nothing like playing a guitar.
Well, it's like strumming notes, like singing the ballads. You know, he's Dandelion over here following The Witcher.
Rock Band. Maybe I played with my friends one time at my house.
Oh, I love Rock Band.
For whatever reason, they put me on the microphone. It's like this is the worst idea ever. I can't sing worth darn. And all I did was like, and I would just match the notes, and I won.
You could do that. Yeah,
I know. Oh man.
Like can you imagine if they said, all right, we're releasing Rock Band this year? None of these kids would even have any of the nostalgia that we have for this.
No.
It's such a different time and place in gaming. Peripherals were such a big thing, and now they're like nothing. Everybody's like, I just want my loot boxes, and I want my online subscription service, and this and that. It's like, dude, where are the good old days with the Rock Band and Guitar Hero and
back in my day, we had all this extra plastic. Now it's just in the landfills.
It's like E.T. from Atari.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's you know what started out as a gimmick that turned into something legit. Cart switching on Magnafox Odyssey.
Okay, yeah.
It was the first system to do it. And there was like, oh, this is a gimmick, like whatever. And then it turns out people want to have multiple games on their piece of plastic system. Who would have thought you'd want more than one game on your system?
I know. Amazing. Probably the engineer that figured that out. It's like, I'm a freaking genius. And then made no money on it.
gave birth to the entire gaming industry essentially. Those past long.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Home arcade cabinets. Do you think that's a gimmick? I don't know. Maybe
it's kind of gimmicky. I really want one.
Oh shoot! Classic systems. Those are totally gimmicks.
Oh yeah.
Because you could. I mean, at the time when they released the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, they were already selling those same games on the Wii U and Wii eShop and the 3DS eShop and the DS whatever shop they had on there. Like it was just another platform to sell the same games to you again and again and again and again.
Yep. Well, along the same lines, we talked about marketing gimmicks. Basically, like that's all games are now is a marketing gimmick. So they get you to buy the season pass and they get to buy the DLC and the loot crates and everything. That's all marketing gimmick.
Oh yeah, it totally is. Well, think about Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and I already kind of had a discussion on this, but why would you pay for online? Like what's the point of paying for online? It's a gateway to get to the multiplayer on games, but what are they actually selling you?
Nothing.
Does Xbox have dedicated servers for most games?
Yes.
No.
They do.
Not anymore. Their own first-party games, yeah, but are they providing Activision with servers? Are they providing EA with servers?
No, they are providing their own.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So when you're buying an EA game, an Activision game, an Epic game, why should I be paying to essentially just open a gate?
Technically, multiplayer is free now. You don't need Xbox Live for it.
You need Game Pass.
No. You don't need all multiplayer games are free. No, I misspoke. Free-to-play games are all free. Sorry.
Exactly. So EA and Activision, which provide their own servers, their own systems, everything good to go. You did it again. That was the loudest one yet. I broke my eardrums. They all provide it, but what does Xbox provide other than, all right, here you go. I'm going to open the gate for you.
So have you been listening to Halo 2 Artifacts podcast?
Halo 2 Artifacts? No, I have not.
So it's a new one. I forget the guy who's actually hosting it, his relation to Microsoft, but he's interviewing the guys who got Halo 2 out the door, basically. And it's actually a lot of the cool behind-the-scenes stuff that doesn't pertain to Halo 2, but more like the back-end stuff, like getting Xbox Live up to speed, building just the architecture. It's a really interesting podcast.
But they did provide servers for Halo 2, dedicated servers.
Yeah, no. So what I'm talking about is them actually designing Xbox Live, and they talk about charging $60 instead of like a PC player could just go on for free.
Right.
So, yeah, they talk about it.
I will say this: like dedicated servers for console games makes sense to pay for. I would pay for dedicated servers hosted by Xbox for Xbox Live. I would be willing to pay for that. What I'm not willing to pay for is Xbox opening the door so I can access Activision and EA servers. If everybody was on let's just put it this way: if all games on Xbox Live service required use of Microsoft's dedicated servers, then fine, pay Microsoft. I'm fine with that. But that's not the case. That's not how it's ever worked. And in fact, there's lots of games that are just peer-to-peer, where they pick the best connected host and everybody joins their console on the thing. Xbox Live is like paying for Xbox Live is based on a lie, in my opinion. It always was. It always will be. The only games you should really have to pay for are dedicated servers provided by Microsoft. So if you're paying for Halo, like if the only reason you buy Xbox Live is for Halo 2, then yeah, you're paying for Halo 2's dedicated servers back in the day.
Yep.
Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo 3 ODST, the Firefight servers. Although, to be fair, the Firefight doesn't need dedicated servers. I'm not sure why that would be locked out after January 18th. They should just let you keep using Firefight.
Well, I think you can have P2P still, right?
You can if the games allow it.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how that works.
I don't know either.
You can do P2P if you do over an Ethernet local access network. I'm sure somebody will create a tool
that will
allow you to do LAN parties online. There'll be a way to figure it out.
Yep.
They still have it for Halo 2 somehow, and the original Halo. Because Halo 1 supported LAN parties, but it didn't support online for co-op and campaign. Or, multiplayer and campaign.
Well, it wasn't a thing yet, so
you could do. They had LAN parties back in the day, and you could do it that way. Shout out to Halo 2 Artifacts podcast. Go check them out. If you get a chance. Will obviously pointed me to them. I haven't seen them yet, but Will.
It's really cool. It's really the thing is, it's not just like tell us how cool Halo 2 is. It's all this stuff like the behind the scenes business stuff was really interesting to me.
Go check that out.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, you can actually hook up every single generation of Xbox via Ethernet cord and have a LAN party. Did you know that? Every single generation, the Series X, the Xbox One, 360.
Cross-gen?
Yeah, no, you can play Halo on every single one of them. Or no, I guess it wouldn't be Halo, but Crimson Skies is one for sure. You can do it with.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I know Halo. Well, Halo CE Anniversary is not on all 4.
You can do at least 3 then with Halo CE Anniversary.
360, yep, 360, Xbox One, and Halo, and Xbox Series X.
There is an image of if you look up the Crimson Skies one, there's an image of that.
Crimson Skies LAN party, 4 generations of Xbox. You're not wrong.
Nope. Yeah, look at this. Look how cool this is.
That's pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty legit. Although the last one should be a Series X instead of a Series X.
Whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
That, honestly, backwards compatibility started out as a gimmick.
It totally is. It's still a gimmick. It's definitely a gimmick.
But one of the features I use the most.
Oh, I know. I honestly,
use
my Series X gets more 360 playing time than any other system. So
mine gets a lot of my Xbox One gets a lot of OG Xbox play with like KOTOR. Jade Empire is compatible. I don't know if you still have that copy, but
I still have it. Oh, it's on my list, man. Don't worry.
Did you know this? Technically speaking, there is a way to get the original Halo on every generation of Xbox.
How do you do it?
I believe if you had fallen into the category of people that bought the Xbox Classic version digitally on the Xbox 360 store back in the day, Microsoft never revoked that certificate, so you could have it. And I believe that one at least will transfer to the Xbox One. So I think you can technically play 480p Halo CE on an Xbox One. And if you manage to upgrade it there, then why not? Why stop there? Why not bring it to your Xbox Series X?
Yep, exactly.
And I'm not sure how compatible it is. I just know that all digital titles supposedly are supposed to be forward compatible when you buy them. So like, for example, I bought 360 forwards compatible games that that technically were past when you're supposed to be able to buy them because you can't buy them on the Xbox One store. If you go back to the Xbox 360 store and buy them, technically you can still get it and bring the license forward to your Xbox One, like Left 4 Dead or Dead Rising Case Zero or Dead Rising Case West. A lot of these games are not available on next-gen consoles, but if you happen to have owned them on a 360, you can carry them forward with you. I think the same is true for the Xbox Classics. Don't quote me on it, but I know somebody had a Halo 2 Xbox Classic title that they were trying to get pulled forward to see if they could play original Halo 2.
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
If you buy a digital game on Microsoft, there's a high likelihood you can carry it forward.
Yeah, I mean, those engines are now running on the new Xbox, so it should work.
Like, I think there's technically a different version of KOTOR as part of the Xbox Classics program that you could have gotten. That I think they just make it the new version, like they just convert it up for you. But I think that's also a thing. I don't know what happened. You know what? That's funny. I wonder what happened to the Xbox Classics program. Because you remember that when it was on 360?
Yeah, kind of. The thing is, I had physical versions of all the games I wanted, so I never.
Xbox Classics program, Xbox 360. I want the actual digital classics.
Oh, you know what's going on right now? Is the Halo Infinite opener for these esports.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're probably watching that instead of our podcast.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. We are competing against something I'm sure has a shitload of views right now.
Oh, well. This is when we do our podcast. If people watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't.
Yep.
I think that
I'm going to tune into that real quick to see how many people are watching it, though.
It's probably a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, esports. I will say this: esports is how many people compete in esports?
How many
having
compete?
esports having esports in your game overall, I think, is a gimmick. Not because it's not real, but because for the same, I would say it's even like having professional sports in your sport in high school as a gimmick to get you to play. Because the chance that you could make it into a professional capacity exists as a gimmick to get you to play.
Yeah, that's fair.
So esports in a game will bring more players just because they think, oh, I can rise above the rest and become an esports professional.
Fair. Ranking systems, I guess maybe that is a gimmick.
Halo 3s is still the best. I knew you were going to.
I think it's okay. I really liked Halo 2's ranking system. And I honestly liked Reach's ranking system simply because like Halo 2, you could lose your rank, which really pissed me off.
So Halo 3?
I guess I never lost in Halo 3. So I guess I didn't realize.
Lost to Halo 3. I'm just a champ.
No, the thing is, that's surprising because I wasn't very good at it. I've complained about that before. But like Halo Reach, the reason why I love the ranking system so much is because I could play freaking campaign and get points. And I was like, I know the argument's like, well, you're not playing against multiple like other people. Like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, but I don't give a shit. I play campaign more often, so I still want to unlock those freaking armor sets.
That's funny. I'm curious what happened now, though. Xbox Classics program, Halo, CE. I don't know what happened to that. Okay, wait, no. I wonder if you can even find it.
It might be tough to find.
It'd been like 2006.
Just look up the Xbox Classics program, or did you not find anything there either?
I couldn't find it. Well, let's see. Halo Combat Evolved. It's probably not. You probably can't find it there. Oh, no. Here it is. Here it is. Xbox Originals. That's what it was. Xbox Originals.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's find this thing. Because I want to know what happened to the Xbox Originals thing. I know there's a spot where you can find. Well, let's just type it in. Xbox Originals. Okay, so Halo Combat Evolved was made available as an Xbox Original game. December 4th, 2007. Okay, let's look up Xbox Originals program. I'm curious now what happened to that.
Do it, boy.
I know it got replaced by Microsoft's backwards compatibility program shortly after it, or was it like a side kick to the backwards compatibility program?
Get ready for this.
You suck. All right, let's see here. Microsoft Xbox. No. Xbox Originals. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Giant Bomb's got it. Xbox Originals. All right. On November 13, 2007, Microsoft announced they would be offering a number of games for the original Xbox's downloads on the Xbox Live Marketplace. The service launched on December 4th, 2007, with 7 titles available in North America. All Xbox Originals cost 1,200 Microsoft points, which is like $20, I think.
I don't remember the
I
conversion.
think it was like $20 in all regions. Japan's Xbox Originals also included Magatama and Puyo Pop Fever. And then they ended it on June 2nd, 2009. And they added games on demand.
I remember the games on demand.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had Stubbs the Zombie was in there too.
In the Halo engine.
Yeah. Halo engine ran on 360. Who would have thought? Games on Demand was an Xbox 360 and Games for Windows Live feature that lets you purchase and download full Xbox 360, and PC games through the Live Marketplace. Oh, so this is just the beginnings of actually downloading your games digitally.
Yep.
Okay. So this isn't like what I was thinking. I was thinking it's like Netflix of games. Like, what the heck?
No,
like,
you
really?
You just download the games.
Yeah. I think xCloud is a gimmick.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's an extra feature with Game Pass that gets you to buy Game Pass. It's not something most people use, nor most people will use. Just like remote play for the PS4, or off-screen play for the Wii U, or Xbox remote play with the Xbox. Those are all features that most people don't use. They're gimmicks. I use all of them. but I'm in the minority on that one.
Yeah, I need to start using the xCloud more often because there's a lot of times where like watching a movie or something, or Claire's playing on the TV, and I could be playing on the xCloud and still be making progress on Fable or something.
There you go. That could be a thing.
Yep.
You can play on your laptop. That should be fast enough to run it.
Oh yeah, I can play it on a laptop. I really hope that they bring up the xCloud for the Xbox One. That'd be cool.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like where you could play Xbox Series X games on your Xbox One through cloud streaming.
Yeah, they're trying to do that.
It's definitely an untapped market. There's like 50 million of us out there that have one.
Yeah, well, they're saying that this is something they weren't originally planning, but because the supply chain sucks and no one can buy the new one, they're like, well, we'll meet you halfway and put it on the old one.
Right. So now I want to know, is the Halo CE Xbox original version? This is something like I want General Heed to find out. Halo CE Xbox original running on Xbox One. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Can the original Halo 2 play on Xbox One?
Yeah, I want to know that one too. Figure that out. Click it. Click it.
All right, we'll find out. Hopefully this doesn't have weird things. Okay. Can the original Halo 2? Let's see. Combat Evolved Anniversary 3, 4, yeah, whatever. Halo 2 is never actually released for the 360. I want to know if the Xbox original version. I got to find somebody that has it. That's what we need to do. Because I don't know if anybody's even looked into this.
Sure, someone. I mean, I can try it tonight.
Do you have the Xbox Originals version of Halo 2?
I mean, my originals.
No. Xbox
Original.
Original.
No, I don't have the digital one. No,
I want to know if the digital version is Forza compatible. Because that would be like that one way that you could play the Xbox original version of Halo 2 on a Series X. And I want to know if that's real or not.
I feel like we've really diverged from our original topic.
we have game preservation and, as always.
always on your mind. Here. Yeah.
I know. Especially with Phil Spencer calling for emulation on all consoles.
I like Phil.
I like Phil too. How about limited edition games? Limited edition of games.
I used to really enjoy limited edition games, but I hate them now. I hate them so much.
Well, apparently there isn't an infinite limited edition, not an actual official one.
I know. I'm so pissed about that. And the thing is,
there was like those fake ones that Walmart made and some other companies made their own.
Yeah, they look cool.
Like 6 different versions.
Yeah, I would totally have taken that Walmart one, but
Shadow dropped out of nowhere.
Well, it's like now they're making like artificial ones, even digital limited editions. It's like,
I hate those. I hate those so much.
How is that? It's like the Super Mario 3D All Stars. How is that a limited edition? And that's so dumb.
That was a gimmick. That was a good gimmick. It worked very well. A lot of people bought it.
I didn't buy it. I refused to buy it because they didn't put the freaking new versions of the games on the cart.
I'm selling mine.
The thing is, I see those a lot in Target, so I might pick one up.
They're cheap now, like $40. I got on that one.
Yep.
I pre-ordered it. I was an idiot.
The thing is, I don't know if I want it or not. I honestly don't even know if I like Mario games.
I like Mario 64. I don't know if I like Mario games.
Yeah, the thing is, but I like Mario 64 DS. I like that one a lot.
It's just such a different game than what,
It's not that different. It's basically the same. You have to play as the other characters, though, which is really cool.
Yeah, fair enough. So the gaming gimmicks kind of, I can't think of any other game. Maybe Microsoft point. No, that's not really a gaming gimmick either. I'm kind of running out of gimmicks for gaming.
Yeah, I think we've beaten this horse pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't think of any other.
We have covered quite the gamut on this, actually.
Yeah, I can't think of any other gimmicks that would be good to discuss on here. Oh, smart glass.
Okay, yeah. That's cool.
That was off-screen features for games. Mm-hmm. That was different. That was definitely marketed as a feature of the Xbox 360 and even the Xbox One for a short period of time.
It was cool for a second. Yeah.
Another one, maybe cross-platform saves. I don't know a lot of games that do this, but Persona 5 did. You can play on your PS3 and your PS4 with one save across both versions of the game.
Technically, Xbox does that with everything now.
They do now, but it wasn't like yeah, you're right. Cloud saves. Cloud saves was definitely a gimmick that turned into a really, really nice feature.
Yes, I very much enjoy that.
Which also, cloud saving is really good for anti-cheat. If you think about it, because if your saves are on your Xbox, your profile's on your Xbox versus in the cloud, it's really easy to take that out, manipulate the data, and put it back in. Versus, and then say you got the achievements offline. Essentially, it's like the 360 was rampant with people just faking achievements. Like you could literally take your profile, plug it in your computer, unlock achievements offline, plug it back into your console, and then it would recognize that you got achievements while you were offline.
Yeah, Eric's little brother did that.
You don't need to out him like that.
No, I'm gonna add him because it pisses me off because I was grinding so hard for those armor sets in Halo 3, and he just had them all.
I would be lying if I said I never thought about doing that with the Dead Rising 5-day and 7-day survivor achievements.
Yeah, fair.
I had thought about it multiple times. I was like, man, because I got like 10 hour or 9.5 hours in one time. The one time I attempted this legitimately, and I like took my head away from the camera and then got called away for something, and it came back and my guy was dead. You only get 20 minutes at a time to lose all your health. So every 20 minutes you have to restock your health essentially. But yeah, so that is definitely cloud saving is a great feature. It prevents cheating, and it works really well across lots of different consoles, like the 360. I could play Fable on my 360, move over and play Fable on my Xbox One, and then take my game over to Will's house and play it on the Xbox Series X, and my save would go across.
And as your wife's driving you over, I won't say you're driving, you can play it on your phone.
While I'm driving. Playing Forza in the car.
Nice.
That's the Tesla gimmick, right? You can play your whatever was it, Gran Turismo or something on your Tesla.
Yeah, well, they wanted Mario Kart, but Nintendo said no.
Oh man, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've missed entirely. Touchscreens? No, that's not really. I kind of maybe touchscreens for some games. I don't know. Maybe
it certainly was a gimmick for the DS.
For the DS, and then for the. How about the rear touchpad on the Vita? Who needs a rear touchpad?
Sure. I love the video for it. It's like, it looks so weird. It's like tickling it.
It does work for the games that use it, but it's such a gimmick. That's the biggest gimmick on the Vita is the back touchpad. There's no point to that being a thing. Literally, why does that exist?
No idea.
Anything else you can think of?
No, not off the top of my head.
I think we're about done with this. Is there anything you want to say about Halo Infinite to close this thing out?
The campaign previews have all been positive. I haven't heard a single negative one.
That's because they all got the game early, those jerks.
I know. That's a little. Uber Nick on Twitter said, I can't believe I have to say this, but I wasn't paid by 343. He's like, no, you do have to say that because like you were like part of that insider program that like gave feedback and also got an early copy. So like it's very possible you did get paid. That doesn't mean like your opinion is invalid.
Right, exactly.
It's just like, yeah, come on. No, I'm super pumped.
Certainly, the case could be made that some people would be biased by a company handing them early rights to something or a free copy of something. But if you're already a fan of it, like, is it really biasing them by giving them like you know what I mean? It's like if you gave early access to a Call of Duty fan, the next Call of Duty game.
Yeah, true.
It's not going to change this person's opinion. They already love the franchise, right?
Yep.
So I don't think that's going to do anything.
I just find it encouraging the people who hated Halo 5 love this one. So I was like, well, at least
like
it's an
actual successor to Halo 3, which is what people have wanted for a long, long time.
I'm worried that some people have said like some aspects remind them of Halo 4, and it's like,
If you could get something in between Halo 3 and Halo 4, but modernize it, I think that would make most people happy.
Yeah, maybe. I think I think you were wrong in thinking it's going to be an evolution of Halo 3.
It definitely isn't. It just feels like.
I think people are more thinking it's an evolution of Halo, like the first Halo. it's like taking the first Halo but making it now. Like
when I say I mean the multiplayer feels like Halo 3.
Yeah. I would say that's
a sequel to Halo 3 and multiplayer because they made the vehicle combat matter again, right?
Yeah, and finally.
Halo Infinite has this charm to it that feels very community driven, like Halo 3 was, although it has more of the look of Halo 1, Halo CE.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's got a lot of good things going for it because I love the art style of Halo CE quite a bit.
Yep.
I even like it better than Halo 3 in some cases. Like I like the armor of the Chief in Halo 1 better than I like it in Halo 3. Yep. I especially like it better than Halo 2. I don't think Halo 2's art style is...
I thought it was so cool at the time.
At the time, if you play Halo 2 when it came out, yes, the art style was cool if at the time well, but I think that Halo 1 and Halo 3 hit the art style way better.
Yeah, well, like Halo 1, I always love that Chief. He's so chunky.
Chunky.
Well, I like everything in that game, honestly, more. I like the fact that the needler is so much bigger and so much punchier. The same thing with the plasma rifle. It's gigantic in that game.
Will likes big needles.
Exactly.
And big guns.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm very excited for the game. The multiplayer is fun. There's definitely some issues. It only has enough modes. And the progression, everyone's talked about it. The progression sucks. Though that doesn't bother me that much because as long as I get some of the armor sets for free, I'm okay.
Yeah, we need recon. I want recon.
Yeah.
I want it first. I want it last. I want it always. No.
Mm-hmm.
But basically where I'm at is Halo Infinite. As long as you don't screw it up, 343, this could be the best Halo game since Reach, really.
Yep.
Maybe best since Halo 3 if it beats Reach. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a better comparison. I would say Halo Infinite feels like the bridge between Halo 3 and Reach.
Yeah.
Because it's got the equipment, it's still got good vehicle gameplay. They left Sprint in there, but it's not really that impactful.
No, it doesn't do anything for you.
It really feels like in between Reach and 3 is what it feels like to me.
Yeah, okay,
But
I can see that.
Way modern.
Yep.
Way more modern, way better. So
I'm so excited to use the grapple shot in the campaign.
yes, I am too. I'm definitely a fan of that. I've always loved grapple shots in the Zelda games. I think it will fit here. I'm just curious how well it will fit.
Again, like I said, everyone seems to think it's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, Will, feels like we're starting this from the beginning again. It was just me and you talking heads.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't ever seen us in the beginning, this is how we looked in the beginning. It's just like this, minus the names.
Yep. And yeah, holding the phone.
Yeah. It was like this.
Yep. And like trying to like keep my arms steady the entire podcast.
I'm going to make an announcement today. We are going to take a break in December.
Okay.
We're going to take a break from our last podcast of the year will be December 18th with a pretty cool big guest. I think we're going to be doing that in the middle of the day instead of the end of the day. And we'll be taking a break until at least January 8th. Oh, here we go. The doctor's office showed up. Was the Sega Channel a gimmick? Yes. Almost definitely.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It was a gimmick with some cool features, though. And that's the thing. A gimmick doesn't have to be
a bad thing.
It just has to be something that was a selling feature, and it faded out over time. Right? Sega Channel was like essentially the first download channel. So, yeah, good call. Bringing that up. That was a good idea. Kind of like the SegaNet and the Nintendo Famicom TV thing they did in Japan. I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, December 18th will be our last podcast of the year. We'll be taking at least 2 weeks off, returning probably January 8th to do the Fablecast.
I'm excited for this one.
Probably it'll be either the 8th or the 15th. And if we really can't make that work, then it'll be the 22nd. But we're not going to put it to the 29th. It will be before the 29th.
Sounds good.
And then Will doesn't realize he's going to be taking the reins on the live cast for a little while after that.
What does that mean?
We'll talk.
I don't agree. I don't concur. Fake news.
Anyways, as always, I'm Chris.
And I'm not Will anymore because I'm quitting.
And we will see you
on the next CHRILLCAST. See you guys.
Bye, guys.